In life, everyone experiences moments of sorrow. Sometimes it's disappointment in love, sometimes pressure from work, family, or unmet expectations. Many people carry their sadness from one day to the next, like a quiet shadow that never leaves. However, one timeless truth reminds us: no suffering lasts forever if the mind knows how to let go. Letting go does not mean forgetting, nor ignoring. It is a journey of looking deeply, understanding clearly, and transforming. When we learn to let go, our minds become lighter and our hearts shine brighter. Like a lotus rising from the muddy waters, it blooms with fragrance and purity, even amid the turbulence of life. In this article, we will explore 10 principles to release sorrow. Principles that can become guiding lights for anyone navigating uncertain days in life. 1. Recognize your sorrow. Don't avoid it. When sadness arises, many people instinctively try to escape, burying themselves in work, endlessly scrolling social media, or seeking superficial pleasures to fill the emptiness. But the more we avoid it, the deeper the sorrow takes root in the mind. Like an untreated wound, it can fester and spread. A key insight is: look directly at suffering and you will see the path to overcome it. Sorrow is not an enemy. It is a signal that our mind needs attention. When we sit quietly, breathe mindfully, and acknowledge our feelings, we begin to understand the source of our emotions. Sometimes simply admitting, "Yes, I am sad," is enough to open a small, gentle space in the heart. You don't need to be strong immediately. Honesty with yourself is enough. Sorrow that is acknowledged begins to dissipate. 2. Don't believe. Sorrow will last forever. When immersed in sorrow, it can feel endless. Negative emotions overwhelm the mind, making it easy to fall into the false belief: "I will always feel this way." Everything is impermanent. No feeling lasts forever. Sorrow is like a dark cloud. No matter how dense, it eventually disperses with wind and light. The key is not to force the sadness to disappear, but to patiently remain with it until it passes. Remember all the times you have felt heartbroken or disappointed, and yet you overcame them. Today will be no different. Sorrow is temporary. It is a visitor at your door, not a permanent resident. Greet it and let it go. 3. Don't isolate yourself in darkness. Sadness often makes us close off. Some choose solitude, unwilling to meet anyone or speak, either out of fear of being hurt or because of exhaustion. But isolation only deepens sorrow. Seeking support from trusted friends or a community can be a source of comfort. A single drop of water dries up alone, but in the ocean, it is supported and blended. You don't need to share everything with everyone, but allow a trusted person to be near. Sometimes, a hug or a compassionate gaze is enough to reignite hope. Being present for one another in suffering is one of the highest forms of kindness. 4. Don't let sorrow define you. Some people cling to their pain so tightly that they identify themselves with it. "I am the betrayed one," or "I am always unlucky." But you are not your past. You are not your pain. There is no fixed self. Everything arises from circumstances and can also transform. Each new day is an opportunity to start again. If you are still breathing, you still have the potential for change. Letting go of a sorrowful identity does not mean denying your past. It means not letting it control your present. Sorrow may be part of your journey, but it is not your final destination. 5. Accept your emotions, but don't let them lead you. Emotions are real and valid. When sad, you may feel a lump in your throat, heaviness in your chest, or tears welling up. Denying emotions does not make them disappear. They simply get buried, ready to resurface unexpectedly. Instead, observe your emotions with clarity. Recognize them, name them, and watch them pass like clouds drifting by. No hatred, no clinging. Emotions are guests, not masters. You can feel sadness, anger, or fatigue and still choose to act kindly. Take a deep breath and say silently, "I am sad, but I can still respond with kindness." 6. Don't hurt others. When you are hurting. When we are in pain, it is easy to lash out. Some may speak harshly or hurt those around them, only to regret it later and feel even more alone. Anger is like a hot coal. You hold it to throw at others, but it burns you first. When you are sad, find a quiet place to calm your mind. Step back when angry to see more clearly. Do not let a moment of pain destroy a cherished relationship. Healing begins with not causing further harm to others and to yourself. 7. Let go at the right time. True peace arises. Some sorrows come from clinging to people, events, or expectations that no longer serve us. Letting go is not weakness. It is an act of wisdom and compassion. Everything that comes will also go. We cannot hold on to a spring forever, nor keep someone who wishes to leave. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means releasing the burden so you can move forward unencumbered. 8. Find small things that nourish the soul. When your heart is heavy, it's easy to overlook beauty around you. Yet it is often the small things, a flower, the morning sun, a bird's song, that can rescue us. Mindfulness is not only in meditation, it can also be in everyday moments, sipping tea, washing a bowl, or quietly watching the sunset. These simple acts, done with awareness, are medicine for the soul. You don't need grand gestures to heal. Slow down. Water a plant, take a walk, embrace a loved one. These small acts, performed with presence, can be more powerful than words of comfort. 9. Be grateful even for the pain. This principle is perhaps the hardest, but also the most liberating. Pain often propels us to grow. Challenges and hardships teach patience, compassion, and unconditional love. Sometimes a crack in the heart is where the light shines through. When we see it this way, even tears become a source of gratitude. 10. Remember, you are not alone. Everyone suffers. You are not the only one struggling with sadness. Millions of people worldwide are breathing, living, and trying to overcome, just like you. Understanding that others share the same struggles can inspire empathy and connection. You are not alone. Open your heart, allow others to love you, and you love them in return. Your presence, even in suffering, is precious. Live not only for yourself, but for those who care about you and hope for your peace. These 10 practices are not lofty or unattainable. They are small seeds. With consistent effort, they will grow into joy, clarity, and mindfulness. In a busy and turbulent life, we often seek peace far away. But sometimes it is enough to stop, listen, and observe ourselves. True peace lies within. No matter who you are or where you are, whether life brings smiles or tears, remember, through daily mindful practice and love, light and understanding gradually unfold. Slow down, breathe deeply, and choose to live kindly, starting today. Because life, lived with mindfulness and care, is infinitely gentle.